We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. That among those are the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But you know what? As long as there is another person besides me in this world, then even those three fundamental rights can't be absolute. Because what if my life for liberty or pursuit of happiness ends up conflicting with yours? What happens when 30 of us end up on the same sinking ship and the last lifeboat only holds 9? You think there's going to be an open-minded philosophical forum to establish a harmonious consensus on the optimal course of action? Nah, dude, you're a human. Your freedom is always relative. It only fills space until it runs into something or someone else. Human freedom, our ability to do what we want to do, can cover some incredible ground. But there are always bounds on it eventually. I'm free to scream my lungs out if I want, at least until my voice goes away, or until my family comes home and really wants me to stop that, or until I go outside and walk around the block and get charged with disturbing the peace. I got all kinds of legal, social, and even physical limits on my freedom there. And you know the title of the episode, so you know where I'm going with this. Power equals freedom. Everything I've just said about freedom is exactly the same for human power. We just tend to talk about power on maybe a larger scale, but it's exactly the same thing. We're free to run things how we want here in New Zealand. In fact, we've chosen a name, New Zealand or Aotearoa, plus a government to do all that stuff for us. And the government sets laws, and if a drunken fool doesn't want to follow those laws, then we have police to either make him change his mind or go to prison. And if a scurvy pirate sails up with cannons and ships and forces of skullduggery to take over Parliament and make himself the new Prime Minister, well, we theoretically have armed forces to blow him out of the water. But if the pirate happens to command a vast modernized naval fleet with aircraft carriers and ballistic subs, and a fully mechanized invasion force, we had a good run, NZ. Better hope we still got some well-armed friends. That's kind of my point. Either we Kiwis have the ability to write and enforce laws around these here parts, or someone else does. Either the 50 US states each have domain to choose their own course on guns, or abortion, or health insurance, or whatever, or it's a matter of interstate commerce. And then a few peeps over in a tiny place called the District of Columbia decide that they can tell everybody else what to do. Either I have the power/freedom to swing my fists wherever I want, or there are limits on that. Like if I want to throw a left hook where your face is, then sure, alright. But also maybe you can sue me to oblivion? And then if I want to follow with the right jab where the lower mantle of the earth is, that's a difficult combo. Let me get back to you right after we've come out with Tekken 12. Anyway, call it power, call it freedom, it's basically the same thing. Different sides of the same coin. It is inevitably a give and take, and it tends to be even a zero-sum game. So what do we want to do? Share the love.
Very simple kind of man, but I can fake it.